everyone, and happy May, everyone, in Topic Time Nation. Topic Time with Harrison Young. We start in May. I have an awesome show tonight. We're going north of the border to London, Ontario, and Canada. I have an awesome guest. She's an arm wrestler and a little husky sitting there next to her. I'm going to interview her. We're going to find out how what she does. She's also a holistic healer, and it's going to be an awesome show as usual. But of course, before I get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So we have a new one, Local Larry's Tacos Truck. Just call that number that you see there and ask for Cheryl. It's a moving truck around the neighborhood. I saw him the other day, and they know who I was. Okay, we got the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 6 days a week, all except Wednesday, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They have the best breakfast in Boston and the Cape, and they make DoorDash deliveries. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have good old Dave's Automotive right up the road on Route 58 in Hanson. We have Copper Jewels, Ronald Delano Goldsmiths right here in the building. We have Haven Sykes Psychiatric Services, moved from my old location in Easton to East Wareham. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. We have DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also up the road here on Route 58. And we have Evan Young Realty. That's my brother Evan, the Realtor. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Gina Stuckless, how you doing? Nice to have you doing my show tonight.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay,
How are you
so
doing?
I'm doing good. So you have an interesting history. You're an arm wrestler. You're a holistic healer, and we're going to cover all that stuff. And like I do with every guest, I like to find out about how they got to where they're at. And I always say life. I've been saying it for the last several shows, a couple of years, and now I'd say life is an epic journey. Everything we do between the start of it and the end of it is all connected. So what I want to do now, you're up in London, Ontario, right? Is that near Toronto? I should know this, but
It's about 2 hours from Toronto.
north of Toronto.
South.
South. Okay, you're probably closer to the U.S. border then.
Yeah, I'm about an hour from Detroit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. You're more in the middle part of the country than you know how to like in the Maritimes.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
Okay, okay. And you just competed. You just told me a couple of minutes ago that you competed in an arm wrestling tournament with Scarlett J. Wood, who was a guest on my show a few weeks ago, and she's a young woman who lives down in the Atlanta area in the U.S. And so when did that happen?
So that was Queen of the Wing, out in North Carolina.
Okay,
We just had a 8-woman round robin,
okay.
and and then I also had a super match with Lucky Wood, and yeah, she ended up kicking my ass, but
Well, a couple of things. First of all, you said you go. That's her nickname, Lucky Wood, or is that what you call
yes.
her because she won? I didn't
Pardon?
know that. I never knew. I didn't. We just called her Scarlett Jade Wood when we did the show. I didn't realize she went.
Oh, so Scarlett is I competed against her and she beat me in the round robin. And then Lucky Wood is another girl. It was like a whole bunch of we had a
Oh,
couple
okay,
round
a
robins and
different
super
person.
matches.
Okay, I didn't realize that. All right. Okay. Well, so interesting. All right. Well, I got to tell you now. I saw the picture of you this morning on Facebook that I shared to remind people that today was the day that I was interviewing you. And your biceps are huge. I mean, they're like bilge pumps. They're like, I'd say they're at least 20 inches in width or diameter. Am I right? Give or take.
No, they're like I'm sitting around 14, 13 and a half.
Oh, really? Okay. They look, whoa, whatever you're doing, it's working. All right. Well, tell me about your history growing up. And you're also a holistic healer. Where did you grow up and what did you aspire to as a child? And if I have any questions about that pertaining to it, I'll roll them in and then we'll take it forth from there. And we'll make the connections, as they say.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
quickly
yeah,
move
move.
here.
It's more comfortable. I don't mind the puppy there. That's fantastic. I love the fact that he wanted to do it with
I
you.
have I have 3 large dogs and they're being very proactive right now.
Well,
So
I understand. So well, I mean, they're not making any noise. If they were barking like crazy, that'd be one thing. But
they
they're
were
very
making
quiet.
noise. So you probably couldn't hear them, but I could hear them and I couldn't hear you as well. So
Okay,
I decided to come and move.
all right. Well, it's a very nice house you have there. I guess you are at home, right?
Yes.
Now you just gotta hold it still. Okay, all right. Well, so tell me about where did you grow up in Canada?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I kind of my family moved around a lot, but so I was born in Brampton and then just started occasionally moving around Ontario. I lived in Newfoundland for about a year and yeah.
okay. I got you. All right. Are you like you like living on the ocean? I assume you do, right? I'm guessing that's where you near. Were you near the ocean most of your life?
Well, most of the time I was in Ontario, but a lot of my family did come from over in Newfoundland, and yeah, it's really beautiful out there.
Oh, I know it is. I know. I've not been to Newfoundland. I've been to the Maritimes. That was in 1973. You probably weren't even born yet, or if you were pretty young. Okay. Well, how did you, first of all, did you start doing holistic healing before you started doing arm wrestling, or was it the other way around?
No, I started doing that and learning it just before I started my arm wrestling journey.
Okay.
So I started the holistic healing and becoming a practitioner. I started out as a figure bodybuilder and a personal trainer.
Okay.
And then during COVID, my spouse got cancer and had a serious blood clot that was life-threatening. So like so many different things was happening.
Wait a minute.
I'm
Who
also
got
a
cancer? Who
mom.
did? Did you say you did, or your son?
My spouse did.
Oh, your spouse. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Huh.
That happened through COVID.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I was a mom.
Yeah.
I am a mom.
Right.
My children were significantly younger at the time, so it was just so much
Yeah.
happening that my mind disassociated with my body, and I had my own life like scare. I couldn't walk for a little bit, so then I started going inward and learning about life in a more holistic manner. I started doing yoga, meditation, learning about Ayurvedic, um, like food and holistics, all that stuff, so I can just start processing and healing myself in a different way.
Of course.
And then as I started learning that, I started being able to see and help people with their own patterns and start helping others live a lot more holistically, a lot more naturally.
Well, that everything happens for a reason. I've had, my family has been doing holistic stuff for a long time. And then just so you know, I just beat cancer. I had it 3 months ago. I was diagnosed with serious stomach cancer in the duodenum, and it just went away. They didn't even have. They were going to do surgery and chemo, they can't. What happened was the cells died in my belly, and that was the end of it. It's crazy, but
That's
it's a miracle.
that's beautiful.
It is. I know. Okay. My father turns 91 today, so I got to give him a shout out because he helped get me through this. And at his age, both my parents are still with me, and at their age, that's amazing, and at my age too. All right. So that's how did you end up? Did you meet with? Did you take any courses to get into holistic healing? Did you read any books? How did you get into that?
So I did take a course. I've been kind of reading a bunch of different books on it, and I took a few different courses. I did one online
Yep.
for about, I think I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years, 4 years.
Okay.
Um, I took a few different courses. I learned about energetic healing with Reiki, and um, yeah, I just been doing a bunch of different studies.
Okay. Did you take a course at a school or did you do it just online?
I did it online.
Okay. All
And
right.
then
Now,
I did some stuff with some people in person and that
do
have done it themselves.
do you combine holistic healing with personal training as a physical personal trainer? Because that is unusual. So do you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, so I like to kind of incorporate it all together because it all comes together in a union and it helps people live a lot more better, but I also understand that people have different lifestyles and everything like that. So I just kind of read the person and see what they need, where they're at, and it goes really well. I also I've been a sports nutritionalist for about 12 years.
Wow.
So learning about the holistic way um has definitely been a game changer for me, just learning how your body energetically reacts to things instead of just like understanding on the macro and micro level. So it's actually it's really great thing to have and to be able to help other people as well, especially for people who want to train and as women get older and everything like that. We all process life in different ways. And a lot of people don't realize that even your experiences in life can be held in your body. So learning how to process that and learning how to properly feed yourself, it there's like there's a lot to holistic living and healing outside of nutrition and exercise. It's also learning how to process like your life experiences.
Okay, now in terms of when it comes to nutrition, yeah, are you strictly a certain, you have diet that a strict diet that you follow, and if you do, and do you like create your own organic foods as well, or make and do a lot of cooking and things like that for nutritional benefits for people and yourself as well?
Yeah, so I've tried a few different ways of eating myself. I went vegetarian for about 2 years.
Okay, I'm a
And
vegan,
then
so
I
I get
attempted the
it.
carnivore diet. That just did not happen for me.
Okay,
I know that like other people have had great experience with it. And then before I got into my holistic eating, I used to do carb cycling, intermittent fasting. Um, so I like to eat more whole foods, more whole, um, especially with like beef. It's better to be like grass finished and grass fed and eat lean proteins, fish and your poultry and everything like that. And then I
okay,
try to eat more clean carbs and everything. Obviously, you want to just, in general, it's good to cut out the junk.
I got you. You say you're a sports nutritionist. Do you have any clients that are pro athletes up there?
I used to, but I kind of stepped away from that for a little while. When I
Oh,
started getting into arm wrestling
oh,
and going on my holistic journey, um, I've kind of taken on a few other things, but I used to help people with figure and bikini bodybuilding, female athletes, and I used to help a couple male athletes um, gain muscle. I had one client who was training for he was becoming a police officer in the military.
oh, okay. But
So
I'm
he needed to gain like significant weight for that. So,
okay. What I'm wondering is, did you have any like professional athletes, like any members of the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Blue Jays, or any
oh
of the?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
Well, like technically, people in like I don't know if you would consider them like they consider themselves professional athletes like IFBB pros and stuff like that that go and
okay,
compete in bodybuilding shows, but
yep.
not anybody like that would compete on like a sports team
Oh, okay,
because like technically bodybuilding and people of that aspect also require sports nutrition because they are training like an athlete
okay.
outside of playing like basketball, hockey and stuff like that.
Have you ever done any modeling at all? You're a pretty woman. I mean, and obviously you have a physique which is quite amazing. Have you ever modeled? And if not,
No,
would you
no,
ever? No? Okay.
I haven't done anything like that. I did do figure bodybuilding for a little bit, which is basically it's not too far off modeling, but I
Okay.
haven't
Yeah.
done that since COVID.
Oh, okay. Without COVID changed that off. Have you ever done any? I mean, a lot of my guests are in entertainment, and I like to find out how multifaceted they are. So tell me this: have you ever done anything in entertainment? Have you ever done music? Have you, aside, I know you do, arm wrestling. And have you ever done any other kind of sports? Have you ever done any acting, anything like that?
No, I haven't done anything like that. I've always just been more of a sports girl.
Okay.
Even when I was a child growing up, like I was on all the sports teams and on
Okay.
all of that. So I'm just more of an athletic person than acting and
The
all
music. All
that
right.
stuff.
What sports did you play in school growing up?
Volleyball, basketball, soccer, and I was also I did track and field,
Track and
like
field.
shot
Okay.
put and all that stuff before they kind of took it away.
Oh, they took it away? That's terrible. Oh, you mean the school where you attended, they took it away? Is that what happened?
Yeah, there's no, so you don't do shot put. Sorry if this camera's moving around. There's no more shot put in public school or anything like that. I don't know if they still do it in high school because my kids aren't quite there yet, but
Okay. Huh, okay. All right, that's awesome. Now, as a personal trainer, what does your clientele look like? I mean, I assume you have a lot of, I mean, you constantly getting more people on board, and how do you get them?
right now I do online clients. I did
Okay,
have my own personal training studio, but I recently moved up here to London.
okay,
So everything's online right now. They just people just reach out to me and I just train them that way. I create personalized programs and everything for them.
Okay. And how did you get in? Now, what event got you into arm wrestling? My guess is you didn't start with arm wrestling. You started with personal training, holistic healing, and then something happened and you decided to try arm wrestling. What was that?
So, Brandon got me into arm wrestling. He asked me to come and try with him one time.
Brandon.
It
Hold up
wasn't
a
like
second. I should know who Brandon is. Brandon, who's Brandon?
he's my spouse.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yep. Uh,
And I didn't really want to, like, I didn't really want to try, but I thought I would go and try.
okay,
And then I kind of did it for a little bit and I stopped. But then I've been seeing how things are for the female aspect of it in the sport. So I started really taking it a lot more serious and I'm trying to help grow the sport for the women in general.
yep,
So that's why I started taking on becoming a female promoter.
okay,
I started running an all-female event, and now I'm also working with a group of other people. We're working on establishing a better ranking system for us girls and working on ways to help grow the sport a lot better for the women because it's more for men.
right.
But it's really starting to grow for the girls now.
What about, I'm just, I gotta tell you, I'm in my late sixties now, and I grew up in the early 1970s. There was the women's lib movement, but it's nothing like it is now. Today, women are so on top of the echelon of physical fitness and like strength and everything else, things that 50, 60 years ago nobody would have believed possible. And I don't even you probably don't even remember that. You probably weren't even around yet, but it is amazing, and I just want to know. I mean, do you feel like I'm just wondering, as a woman who's into a physical sport, which was once dominated by men, do you feel like almost like overwhelmed by the fact that that you've reached that pinnacle? Do you feel that you might be too powerful, or I'm just wondering, or, might be intimidating to men and things like that? I can't help but ask that because there's so many women that are doing things now that no one would believe. You go into a gym today, you see a woman benching 300 pounds without thinking twice about it. I can't even. I'd be lucky
I
if I can lift 50 pounds. So you tell me about that. How do you feel about that?
For a little bit, it started feeling awkward, but then it started getting funny because I have experienced men in the gym that have been intimidated by my lifts.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay,
Um, but lately it's starting to turn around. Like I try to inspire like the other women in the gym.
right.
Um, most guys like I don't know. I don't really like I'm not too bothered by it.
Okay, I didn't think you were. I'm just curious. Because I'm getting so many female guests now yeah. And I don't know if perhaps Constance Payne. She's one of Amber's friends. I'm Jade. What's her name? Scarlett. I'm thinking of Scarlett Jade Wood's friends. Maybe, and she did my show, and she actually got me Scarlett, and she got me a few other people. She's another arm wrestler too, and she's also a filmmaker. That's why I was wondering if maybe you knew her. And you just said you competed with Scarlett, so I thought maybe you knew Constance. I guess you don't know her.
I don't, I don't know if I do. I may. I'm just recently learning a lot of the females
Yeah, okay,
in arm wrestling.
okay,
So I might know her, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. Sometimes I need to see like a
oh,
face
oh
to
yeah, you
put
might,
with a
yeah.
name.
So are there ever co-ed arm wrestling matches? I mean, do they have those? And I'm
Do
just
they have
wondering,
what, sorry?
co-ed like men against women.
No, sometimes the women do take on, sometimes women will just take the men on because there's no women that have showed up for them to compete with.
Oh, okay,
So there are quite a few girls like Danielle, Merlene, Kelly. There's a few ladies that compete against the men amateurs and
okay.
sometimes the men pro like the 154 like Lee Aaron and Kaylee as well. Yeah, there's quite a few women actually like Lee Aaron, Danielle, and Merlene. They dominate the men sometimes.
I believe it. No, you say 154. Is that a weight class?
Yes, yeah, so arm wrestling goes by weight classes.
Okay, I'm not even 130. Oh wow. I mean that's my weight because of the way I eat and everything. So All right. What does your workout consist of usually? I mean, you do, you say you go to the gym every day, you lift weights, you do cardio and mix it up?
Yeah. Yeah, so I do a variation of things. I like to do calisthenics. Sometimes I do strongman training. Sometimes I do powerlifting, and then I'll just generally do just like arm wrestling specific exercises.
Okay. Arm wrestling exercises, is that something that do you do that by, it sounds a little like isometrics. Is that kind of something like that, or how does that work? What are those?
Yeah. Yeah, so you do like a lot of band work. You really want to help get blood flow in your arms so like your tendons can heal.
Yep.
Bands really help strengthen your tendons. And then there's like different holds you want to do. For like a pull-up, you do like a half rep pull-ups just so you keep your arm at like a 90 degree and just kind of work halfway.
Okay.
A lot of wrist curls and stuff like that.
All right. You do that with
So
a
you got
machine, or
like strong wrists.
do you do that like with a machine, or do you do that with, I mean, or, I'm wondering about doing it, one arm against the other. Would you ever do that? Because that's what isometrics, that's what I learned as a younger guy back when I was about 12 years old.
So we do practice on tables. Our
Oh,
team London, we do twice a week where we go and we compete with other people on the table. Like not compete, sorry. We train with another person on the table.
gotcha.
And then we'll do cables, like a cable machine
Gotcha,
with like
cable.
judo belts and kettlebells and stuff like that to
Oh,
also simulate the movements. And you do bands. Resistant bands are really great because they'll try to like pull your arm open as you pull it back. And then just free weights for like curling or your bicep curls, your triceps and all that stuff. Just
okay.
building strong arms.
Gotcha. All right. Well, guess what, Gina? We're in the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me. I hope I asked good questions.
You did, yes.
Okay.
Sorry if I kind of like
No,
floated
nothing's,
away with the.
no, that's great. I'm glad you did. That's what we want. We wanted, that's how you find out about what the people you interview for what I do in this industry. So what I'd like you to do in the remaining time is give a few shouts out to people that are going to see the show, because a lot of people are going to see it. And then we'll wrap the show up in my snap in the way we began it. So go ahead, a few shouts out to people. You start with Brandon.
Shout out to Team London. My
Okay.
girls, Tamara, Maddie, and Brooke. Love you girls. They're like my great training partners. Um, Shout out to Alan for your amazing event at Queen of the Table. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me out and having that going for all the ladies down there. And yeah, I shout out to everyone watching.
Course, that's all you got to do. All right. Now, is there anything coming up on the horizon that you want to mention, any event or something? I like to make sure that we cover everything. I just don't want to I want to make sure you don't forget anything. If not, that's fine. But I ask every guest that before we wrap the shows up.
So I am hosting another tournament.
Okay.
It's called the King George Classic. It's going to be in Mitchell, Ontario, August 29th.
Okay.
It's a arm wrestling tournament that's being hosted in honor of Crazy George. Love to have everyone out. We're going to have plenty of classes. It is an Arnold Classic qualifier for the 2027.
Okay.
So really hoping to see a lot of people out there and get more ladies out to the tournament.
Okay. Male and female.
Uh, it's male and female, yes.
And who's Crazy George? Pray tell.
So he is one of the biggest names in arm wrestling next to Devin Larratt.
Okay.
Um, he's 76 years old. He's my
Wow.
coach here in London,
Huh.
and he was like the top 176 guy. Like to this day, nobody has been able to beat him for a long time, and
Wow.
he's still actively pulling. He's not competing anymore, but he does like pull. I'm actually getting ready to go to practice tonight. Um, but like he's always beating everybody up in our club. He's a great guy. He's a
Wow.
great
Okay.
coach.
All right. Now, if you know anyone, if you had a good time with me, you know anyone that you think might be a great guest for my show, give them my digits and have them text me. We'll get them on. Either by
Yeah,
Zoom.
I will. I will. I have a few people that I think would be great.
Yeah, you don't even have to ask me. Just send them my way. Just give them my digits, and then then I'll have them touch base with me, and then I'll schedule them if
Okay.
that's okay. All right. I got one last favor to ask. We're gonna wrap the show up. You stick around, and my tech guy Jason will take a pic of us for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it. Are you okay to do that? And hopefully you'll tag me as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks, we're wrapping up another great Topic Time show. We'll see you in a couple of weeks with more great shows at Area 58. Wrapping up and snapping out.